confirmed the HVT is around our perimeter. Stay alert.
You got it, boss.
Did you eliminate those narcotics back at the QZ?
Yeah, I took care of them.
Did you report it to Overwatch?
Negative. I forgot.
Sounds like you need more updates than the rest of us. Report now.
Why don't you report it?
I'm not wasting time arguing. Do it.
Outbreak in Sector 12 contained. Parasitics neutralized. Awaiting further word.
Echo 3. Hey, what are you?
Is that?
Target 1. It's her. Overwatch.
What is she
HVT spotted.
doing?
Engaging.
Come here, answer.
Hello everyone, it's me, Max, and you read the title. Can you beat Half-Life Alyx without killing a single enemy? Well, how's about we find out? Let me tell you the challenge rules real quick. I cannot kill anything. This includes manhacks. I am allowed to damage enemies though. I will be playing on normal mode because hard mode would most likely destroy my will to live. Any kind of glitch or exploit is allowed, but only when necessary, so this means I can't just skip huge parts of the game avoiding all of the enemies. I cannot use any heal stations. Why?
The Alyx.
Yeah, that's killing something. I am only allowed to heal through the use of med injectors. Now with all of that out of the way, let's get this party started already. After waking up and smelling the damp atmosphere, I realized this is going to be a very different experience compared to my other runs. As it's in virtual reality, whoa! Which means that my ADHD-like brain will be really distracted, but also the combat sequences are going to be a real treat. After wasting time trying to knock over a guy on a bike, I go over to a computer and talk to my buddy Eli. He tells me we're gonna have a great party downstairs involving tons of vodka and headcrab jambalaya, so of course I have to join them. Before that though, I wasted my time drawing myself and overfeeding a snark. Then I met Olga and I had no interest in whatever she was talking about, so I told her everything's gonna be okay and I will take care of everything. After finally reaching the elevator, it turns out the fun police already found out about our plans. I tried to fight back but was swiftly knocked into the orange dimension. After suffering inside there for a bit, I got out and pressed the button desperately before actually getting knocked out. Then I woke up inside a transport van being taken God knows where. But then I get saved by a grenade-carrying robot. It's my other buddy, Russell. He tells me to follow the little robot, which I do. Then we meet up in his man cave, and it looks like he was really prepared for that party. We have a discussion about where we should plan the party next time and where to locate more vodka. Oh, yeah, and also Eli, he got kidnapped. That's besides the point, though. Russell gives me some gravity gloves and a familiar-looking pistol. Doesn't matter though, as I won't really be using it at all. I also found Maxwell, my beloved. Russell then tells me to get onto a train to head over to the quarantine zone so we can save Eli from another train. Well, yeah, to be fair, we can't have the party without him. The train stops in front of a large vault-like door. That's the quarantine zone, and we need to get in there. But of course, I need to take my little feline friend along with me as well. So I dropped him off to pick him up later, then I shook around a dead corpse in a desperate attempt to be funny and almost knocked off my headset while doing so. I meet a bunch of barnacles which I take care of using barrels and other items, and I realize that I'm still collecting ammo and resin, despite not really needing those. You see, it's a loot goblin problem I have. I pick up Maxwell, head into a house, hack into the vault door, and open it up, officially entering the quarantine zone. I finally find myself a med injector, using it in the most efficient way possible.
Alex, did you just inject yourself with something you found on the ground?
Yeah, Russell protested, but he doesn't know who he's talking to. Anyways, I meet the first headcrab zombie, which I easily dealt with thanks to a barnacle who's willing to help. Heading deeper into the zone, I find a bunch more zombies, which I dealt with using the good old run-like-hell tactic. Although I had a close call with this one zombie right here, getting past him was pretty easy. After this, I passed by some headcrabs, found an area with a bunch of lore that I ignored in favor of the Maxwell. Then I reach a door with a bell. Ringing it, I meet a Vortigaunt hermit with brain damage, and a very murderous personality. I was disturbed, horrified, disgusted even. I left him as fast as I could, just throwing Maxwell away to safety as it talked about a bunch of voodoo shit. Thank God we are away from that guy and his genocidal ways. Heading forward, I reach a door that needs a power cell, and it's locked inside this cage of multiple armored head crabs. Doesn't matter if they're armored or not, I still can't kill them. So I ran in there, got the cell, and put it in as quickly as I could. I left them all there, but they all followed me down into this little pit area with a shotgun on a corpse. That must be picked up in order to proceed. So I threw all of them down a pit, they didn't die, and I acquired the shotgun, which also isn't that useful to me. At least not now. I don't need to kill anything though, thankfully, as I just can run past these zombies. I then reach a dark area that I need a flashlight for, so I head over to another area of a bunch of puzzles that I had to solve to proceed. However, it didn't help that there were tons of head crabs and zombies in the way, so I had to duck and weave through all of them just to get past the first gates. And of course, the gates don't stop them from getting through. Great work, Combine. Your quarantine measures are just impeccable. I was able to get past all of them though, and I got my flashlight. I run away from all the poison head crabs and get back to the gates, where I discover that the zombies made their way through them. Not only that, but the poison head crabs followed me there too. After panicking, I managed to open the gates up and escape with a bit of health intact. I run past a bunch of zombies in the dark, tear off some boards last second, and make it out of there. I then meet the first manhack, which I promptly hid away from. I watched the hallway it entered while opening this door, and thankfully it didn't find me. Until it did. I ran away and encountered even more manhacks, but I just decided to book it, picking up a med injector on the way and leading them over to some zombies, which were really great distractions. Now, in this area, I need to get that valve, but these manhacks are a pretty big issue. They all kept hacking me into bits, but then I got the bright idea to crouch super low, practically laying on the floor, and somehow that broke the AI of the manhacks. They still watched over me menacingly though. But I got the valve and closed the door behind me. Oh shit! I quickly opened the shutter and entered a zone with tons of explosives. One blows up, everything blows up. I went in thinking, this is gonna be easy, and I quickly found out. There is one big issue with this part. Yeah, I can run past everything, but the valve I need to proceed is held by a barnacle, and I cannot kill said barnacle to get it. So I must let it be dropped naturally. Now, normally that wouldn't be an issue, but there is this zombie right here that knocks an explosive barrel into the barnacle's tongue, which means that eventually it will explode. So I had to throw an item in beforehand so the explosive wouldn't be kicked into the barnacle's tongue. Then I waited for the valve, collected it, and proceeded to a little bridge area where I meet the first Combine soldier. I tried to save the person he shoots, but that just ended in, well, this. So instead, I ran past quickly and reached the train junction where I hid and hoped to God that this guy didn't follow me out here. After the train went away, I quickly ran past all of the Combine soldiers and hit a barrier, literally. You need to solve this puzzle in order to open it. But, one problem. All of these guys. I decided to take some cover and wait a little bit for them to move around so the pillar behind me would just provide a little bit of cover. I made a save and just kept going at it until eventually I got the puzzle solved. It required a lot of muscle memory and focus. Oh yeah, and a lot of luck. Yeah, lots of that. Eventually I got it open, but the problems didn't stop there. You see, the Combine still, exist there, so they followed me into the control room. The solution was pretty simple though, I just had to quickly get the pieces to the puzzle before they reach me. Because the door will lock and they can't get in. Now, after solving the puzzle, I have to go out and hold a brake lever to stop the train with Eli on it, without dying. Luckily, while the idiots were shooting at me inside this little area, they accidentally killed one of their buddies. There was still 2 other ones though. And simply running over to the brake and holding it will not work, so I had to get creative. I found a barrel and held it up in front of me to block the bullets as I ran over to the lever. Thankfully, one of the grunts ran away to the other side while I reached the platform. I then made another save, and a bunch of deaths later, using the barrel as cover, I pulled the lever and stopped the train with only a slither of health left. Now, the winning attempt, I accidentally dropped the barrel and I was like, screw it, so I pulled it anyway, and thanks to RNGesus, the Combine dude had to reload. Then, suddenly he died right before the train hit him. You could say that I killed him, but what I think really happened is that he had a heart attack upon seeing the train head for him. So, that's his fault. He died because of his bad eating habits. His bad eating habits killed him. As for all the Combine and advisors on the train, well, let's just say they all died from heart attacks too. Yup, but seriously, if you think that this counts as killing enemies, you can get past this entire part by doing a crazy glitch that allows you to skip basically the entire train section. Sorry, but I wanted to have fun. This chapter's pretty boring actually, at least in the beginning, not much happens. Sure, there are a few zombies and headcrabs here and there, but it's pretty easy. You just get some key cards and unlock some doors. But then I find some grenades. They're pretty fun, but not too useful, at least not right now. Over here, we encounter an issue. This room right here. Normally, you need to open the door with a grenade, but there's a zombie in there. Does that mean the challenge is failed? Nope. Here is one of the glitches, and really the most important glitch we can use during this run. I like to call it the Intercorporeal Rotation Procedure, or IRP for short. Basically in this game, you can use your joystick to make your character turn, right? But this also makes your hitbox rotate, so as long as you don't walk while rotating, you can phase through any thin object. You just gotta make sure you move your head accordingly, and bam, you are through the door just like that. And because we aren't meant to do this, the zombie in here is friendly, so we can give him all the head pats he needs. I open the gate and meet the first Combine Charger, which thankfully deployed his shield in true fear upon seeing me. So I ran past him and met even more Combine soldiers, 2 of them to be exact. A grenade didn't scare them off, and it turns out the Charger's following me. So after desperately trying to avoid him, I make a run for it to escape the subway. But of course, there are even more Combine to worry about. I used a grenade as a distraction, and I managed to get past them, running like a madman. Doing that though, I managed to reach the stairs and outside to safety. We have officially reached the Northern Star. Make yourself at home. We have, electric headcrabs, and, poison headcrabs, and that I don't know anything else. Now, those electric headcrabs, they pose a real big issue. You see, in this hotel, there are doors that require power cells to open, but those don't exist. And you need to kill those headcrabs to give those power doors the energy they desire. You may be saying, but Max, can't you just use IRP to phase through the powered door? And to that I say, yes you can. But for some reason, my brain was like, wait, there's a speedrun strat where I can get past the door through this area right here by facing through reality itself. So yeah, I took that route. It took me 20 minutes. I kept falling into the void while trying to IRP through the walls, but I managed to do it eventually, avoiding the need to kill that electric dude. Now I get over to this area, and yeah, I need to kill another electric dude. But I actually don't, because I can parkour my way out of here instead. Thanks to some very precise jumps, I can climb up this metal thingy-majiggy Spider-Man style, and even walk on air.
Overwatch. Primary hostile spotted. Team 7 engaging. Primary hostile is climbing up a building utilizing magic. Protecting system.
It wasn't easy, though. One wrong move and it's a ticket straight to broken legs. But thankfully, after a bit, I managed to climb all the way up the metal catwalk, and grab a ladder so I could continue through the hotel. While exploring the infested apartments, I go out a window and find a room full of zombies stuck behind a door. Obviously, I can't blow them away, so I had to carefully lure all of them from the door and quickly pull the board so I can get out without dying. Then I lure a zombie into a barnacle and encounter one of the most annoying rooms in the game, full of a lot of poison headcrabs and barnacles. Thankfully, I could skip talking about most of this part, as it just took a lot of trial and error to get the barrier open and get out of there. The only issue was this room full of tons of zombies. I do get a useless SMG, but I need to make it past all these zombies to deactivate the power thingy. So I lured them all out, deactivated it, lured them all back in, and made it out without taking too much damage. I've been stocking up on med injectors, making sure I have some backup ones just in case. I made it to the door with only minor issues, and oh god, are you kidding me? Well, thankfully I have IRP on my side, so it wasn't an issue. I reach a substation and deactivate it with some amazing aiming skills, and I save a Vortigaunt. Taking the elevator down, I knew there was going to be a bunch of Combine that were going to come out and greet me, so I got ready and ran by as soon as they came out, giving them all a little wave until I realized the manhack is still out to get me. Jumping down here, I met a couple more Combine. I tried to run past them quickly, but found out that this was a dead end. Turns out all of them must die in order to have this charger kick open the door for me. But thankfully I used some good old IRP and I was out easy peasy lemon squeezy. I wasn't joking when I said this glitch would be the most important one. While walking through here, I heard the Combine noticing and appreciating my acts of kindness and pacifism. I also deactivated a bunch of mines and ran past a bunch of Combine inside a building pretty easily as they were distracted by the headcrabs. Starting off this chapter, I found an upgrade station, and because I was hoarding a bunch of resin for the hell of it, I decided to get a grenade launcher upgrade for my shotgun. The grenades could come in handy for distractions. Then I pull a prank on an Ordinal and mess with an electric cart thingy so I can get down to ground level, and I meet the first Suppressor. He has a big ol' minigun. pretty dangerous. Unless you wait for the perfect moment and stun them with a surprise yellow bucket. I run past some zombies on a construction site and meet a bunch of Combine outside. I wait for the right moment and run past all of them, using a grenade launcher to trigger the charger's shield. It works, surprisingly. Then I get past this explosive area and reach another construction site with tons of Combine, as always. Now, normally, you gotta kill them all, activate a thingy to do a thingy to move a thingy so you can get on that thingy and reach the thingy. But I can't do the first thingy. So instead, I gotta somehow jump there without the thingy there to help me. Now, I looked for speedrun strats on this, and these guys would just climb up this little metal box really easily. But I couldn't figure out how to do that, so instead, I had made multiple saves and tried to stack barrels quickly before getting shot to death so I can get up there. I tested it out after killing everything, and it was indeed possible, so I put the theory to the test, and eventually it works out after a bunch of save loading and shooting. Also throwing stuff at the Suppressor, which all canceled his charge-up attack. And just like that, we prevail once again. Before we enter Jeff's horrible, no good, very bad place, I want to say thank you for watching this video up until this point. It means a lot to me, and if you are enjoying the video so far, please leave a like, comment, and share it with others. These videos are very hard to make, and it'll help me a ton in the algorithm stuff, you know? Back to the video. Oh, well, we finally found the vodka, but every pacifist run has its bad apple chapter. This right here is one of them. You may be surprised, since this is Jeff we're talking about. We don't kill him, so it should be easy, right? Well, yeah, it should. Till I reach this part. Because Larry got caught in a barnacle and I have to be the one to save him. Thanks, Larry. Now, obviously I can't do that, so I have to glitch past. And I could have easily done this by just doing some weird pause manipulation thing. But instead of researching how to do it, I was like, haha, I don't need this. I have the power of IRP. So I glitched through a wall. And proceeded to break the chapter, because you see, Jeff activates once you walk up on the catwalk where Larry is. Because of that, he's standing in the way of the valve I need to turn open the door. So I thought, I'll just go through the window and open the door easy. Oh, but then suddenly he reactivated out of nowhere. No matter how fast I turn this valve, he would catch me. So I have to lock him inside the freezer, right? Well, let's just see what happens when I do that. Yup, I have no idea what kind of source spaghetti nonsense is going on here, but I was definitely in a lot of trouble. I couldn't even load a save back because I kinda already saved too many times, and I refused to reset the run and start at the beginning of Jeff because technically it is in the same run. So what did I do? I thought real hard and realized that maybe if I go back and trigger his first actual encounter properly, it will fix his behavior. So I broke through the ceiling, climbed up around out of bounds, and made it to the shutter you have to open. Then I opened it, and bam, he's back to normal. Except, wait a minute, now there's a goddamn invisible wall for some reason. So I went back up through the wall, back down to the valve, locked him away, opened the door, and activated the power and let him out in whatever the hell you do at this part, and now we're in the elevator. After this ordeal, I blazed through this chapter since, let's be honest, it's easy, and I had no other issues with it. It didn't help, though, that the whole entire time I was suffering with this, I had to hear Larry complain about being eaten by a barnacle. Like, we get it, man. It sucks, I know, but that's just how the cookie crumbles, alright? Even after that, look, he's out of there. He didn't even need me. Piece of shit. Wait, I'm getting too far ahead of myself. We make it outside after putting the power cells in, and we trap Jeff inside the trash compactor. And not kill him. Because that's what a pacifist would do. They wouldn't put this guy out of his misery. Why would we do that? Instead, we'll keep him trapped there for the rest of his days. We are now in antlion territory. The cool thing about those guys is you can injure them and make them go a little slower without killing them. As long as you don't shoot their body, you're fine. A lot of this chapter is pretty easy, as most antlion encounters can be skipped. I reach another barrier and I have to fix it so I can turn it off, and while there are a couple of zombies, it made it pretty difficult. Avoiding them and doing it didn't take that long, though. Some Combine arrived and I distract the charger with a good old shot to the leg, then I reach the exit. Right at the beginning of this chapter, there is a big problem. This gate closes as soon as we climb up. and well, we can't get past the guy to open it. I also cannot IRP through it either, so I kinda got stuck here for a bit. I started looking around for anything I could abuse to get out of here, and I found this little hole in a wall. I managed to IRP through it and move around out of bounds for a bit before getting on top of a fence with an invisible wall. I IRP'd through that as well and continue forth, with the added bonus of no combine spawning in. I then had to listen to the administrator from the hit game TF2 talk about a person in the vault, which... Oh yeah, wait, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to save Gorange Freeman. Yeah, I almost forgot about that. Anyways, I then have to avoid 2 Combine dudes and meet some Antlion workers. They spit slurp juice at you, and that's all you need to know. Next, there is a bridge that I need to lower to proceed. The issue here is that there is a zombie that completely blocks the way. I tried to get some Combine guys to shoot at it, but no dice. I tried to glitch past him, but that also didn't work. So what I did was I shot him until he was almost dead, then used some Antlion goop to kill him off, allowing me to cross. Then I blow up a room and run past a ton of Antlions. Now, there is a puzzle here that I need to solve to open a gate, but thanks to the puzzle solving skills I got before, I did it just in time, avoiding the huge horde of them. We are almost there, guys. It's the last serious chapter right here. The beginning of it just has me messing with machinery and running past some Antlion workers, but then there's a huge battlefield out here with tons of Combine soldiers. It is extremely difficult to run past all of them and survive, but using a grenade launcher, I was able to distract them just long enough to run by and shoot open a lock. Climbing up this little tower though, I meet tons of manhacks and Combine. After dying a few times because I'm an inch away from death, I practically had to crawl on my floor to avoid all the gunfire and manhacks. There was a suppressor here that glitched out and wouldn't do anything, but there was also 2 Combine here that were doing things. I had to get pretty creative here due to the very low health and the fact that they will block my way. So I glitched through this fence, stood here to get them to walk over, then I quickly glitched back in to get past, and after suffering a horrible death the first time, I managed to get by the second time. And unfortunately, I had to glitch past this door since I didn't have enough health to tank the damage while breaking it open. Then I reached the control panel for the vault. It's finally time to save Gorange Freeman, guys! I can't wait! After waking up somehow healthier than I was before, I got teased with a health station that looks pretty good right now, before needing to pass by 1 Combine soldier, then 2 other ones inspecting a dead Strider. Now here you gotta do, you gotta do even more puzzles. And there are enemies near said puzzles. So guess what? I had to use IRP again, I gotta do it again. I crawled through a little hole in the rubble and solved the puzzle just fine without the Combine interrupting me. I reached through some wires and pressed the button, and would you look at that? The Strider is not dead, and now it wants to kill me. Thankfully, I was able to get into the elevator without dying, and I proceeded to run the hardest I have ever run before.
Holy shit, did you see that?
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was amazing, actually. The way she ran past us, just whoosh.
Yeah, the way she whooshed. Yeah. Whoosh. I think we're in trouble now, because I mean, that was our target, and she just got away.
We are fucked.
I didn't succeed the first time, though. I got past on the second attempt, thankfully, and realized that, oh yeah, I can't kill this thing. So I had to come up with some kind of crazy way to get past them and reach the bright beam to get out of here and beat the game. So of course, yeah, I did it again. I did it again. I managed to reach the beam with the use of IRP, and I didn't notice this at the time, but the Strider almost killed me while I was going up the beam. I swear to God, if he killed me right there during that moment, I don't know what I would have done. Here we are, the last chapter. But after all of that, we are not actually out of the woods yet. After going through this weird zero-G playhouse, I get magic vortessence powers, and the Combine doesn't like that. They are the fun police, remember? Anyways, using the vortessence powers kills them, so I had to use IRP one last time to get through the door without opening it, which causes all of the Combine to freeze in fear upon seeing me break the laws of reality. They even let me pet them. Aw, how cute! After leaving all of them to die, I finally reach Gorange Freeman's cell, and using my vortessence strength, I break it open and... oh, that's not Gorange Freeman. It's G-Man, and he has a task for me to do.
Well, do it, Max. Kill it.
No. Sorry, buddy, I refuse.
Why are you like this? When will you stop doing this?
Till the day I die, G-Man.
You simply cannot beat the game without killing him.
Yeah, so you do it.
Me? Oh, no. That's a considerably large nudge. My employers...
Do it.
Max?
Do it.
No.
Right now, man, I swear to God, man, if you don't do it, I'm gonna...
I suggest you...
Well, shit.
Do it.
Okay, fine. Jeez.
So, can you beat Half-Life Alyx without killing a single enemy? Well, if you're able to defeat Gman and force him to be your bitch, yes. Yes, you can. But otherwise, that advisor has to die, and it's pretty much impossible to get to the credits without killing it. Which sucks, but you know, if you were able to convince Gman to do it for you, well, go ahead. But if you enjoyed this video and want to see more content like this, except for my next video, it won't be a challenge, you should subscribe, like, as well as leave a comment telling me what challenge I should do next. I want to give a personal thank you to my Patreon supporters who were kind enough to support the channel with their hard-earned money. They are Ottivo, The Boxman, Patty D, and Gordon Freeman himself. Oh my god! Consider joining my Patreon if you want to go the extra mile to help my channel. This channel wouldn't exist without all of you guys watching and supporting me. That's all for now, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.